Good morning, folks. Cup number 2. And XRP dipped a little more to $2.84 at, what time is it right now? 8:50 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8:29 on a Friday, or August 29th on a Friday. And so you might want to scoop that up. But by the time you see this video, that price will most likely have gone back up. I, for one, am probably going to scoop a little bit more up if it's still that way before this video is over, at least before I'm done making it. But in any case, in recent days or in recent weeks, we've seen a lot of FUD coming out of the Link community, and my guess is it was paid for by people who have interests in talking down XRP. And so I think I've demonstrated, and you might have already seen on other social media platforms, that they don't play the same sport. They don't compete. It's two different things. Chainlink is an information oracle. We also reported yesterday that that the government is using Chainlink and Pith for economic data to put it on chain. Pith is in direct competition with Chainlink. Chainlink has its patents, but there's a lot of ways to gather data. Transferring value and the protocols for that and the security around those protocols is a very specific thing. And I've also mentioned to you that Ripple was on the board that created the ISO 20022 standard. So they're on the inside. So that's why they have the patents that they have. And it's very unlikely anybody's gonna come up with something any different, because they know the specifics of how the standard was built. So they built their patents to work with those things. When you're on the inside, you're on the inside. That's just the way the world works. But with respect to gathering data, that's a different ballgame. And my guess now that I'm looking at this announcement here that we're about to talk about, my guess is the people over at Chainlink might have known this was coming, and so they tried to get ahead of it. But man, once this freight train, this Ripple freight train starts going on anything it does, whether it's custody, stable coins, cross-border transfers, tokenization of real-world assets on the chain, smart contracts, any of that stuff, once Ripple gets rolling, I don't think too much gets in its way that it can't overcome very easily. So let's take a look at this, because I think the people over at Chainlink are probably dropping their jaws and a little bit horrified. But over here, Jason Thorpe is reporting. He says, Ripple is building an oracle. Chainlink isn't the only player in the game. And we've known that for a while, but they were a major player. I think that's about to change. Actually, Jason is reporting something out of Smoke's feed, and Smoke is saying Ripple is currently building an oracle to query data from existing bank ledgers. Let's take a closer look. So you can pause and enlarge or whatever you need to do to read that whole paragraph there, but Smoke is very popular for finding well-hidden documents that are giving you a reveal, so to speak, as to what's really going on behind the veil. And here it says Ripple is currently building an oracle that can query data from existing bank ledgers. That's the highlight part. You can read the rest. But the significance of that, data from bank ledgers, they're focusing on bank transactions, not just price feeds of currencies, what currencies valued at currently. No, they're focusing on bank transactions. They are focused squarely on the financial industry, which is why I think this bridge, this World Reserve bridge currency status that I keep talking about is I think key, because if you're going to bridge currencies, it's all going to be done through banking anyway, correct? And so, it's nice to get price feeds, but you also need to get bank ledger feeds, because the action happens at the banks. And so, as I mentioned earlier, Ripple helped form the ISO 20022 standard. So they might know a thing or two about how to build an oracle that actually makes a lot more sense. And that should concern a lot of people in the oracle business. It's just me thinking out of the box. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and bookmark. And this was juicy here. So I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to enjoy my cup here, and we will see you on the next one. Till next time, adios, amigos.